Hey, what's going on? It's your man B Swift here, and welcome. This is Who's Hot in the Community, being brought to you by the Educators College. Now, today I am here with Margo, and Margo is a 7th, 8th grade teacher over at Chapel Hill, right?
Yep, that's right.
How are you doing today?
I am doing awesome. It's our last day before fall break, so
Oh.
we're doing even better than normal.
I know you are to get your break. Now,
Yes.
someone nominated you, and they said you are the greatest teacher around. They said because you are the type of teacher that everybody wants. You're a teacher, and you're also like a parent, and you actually love each and every one of your students. In that note, it also says that you go above and beyond, and that you even help students write grants so they can get certain things when they need them and stuff like that. Like, why, Margo?
Well, I think teaching was when I knew when I was 35, when I grew up, I wanted to be a teacher. And I didn't know that until I was 35. But everything I did was for my own children. And I had a career as a national sales manager, and I was gone all week long, and they were home with the babysitter. And I just knew that I wanted to do something with kids. So I was the Brownie leader, the Girl Scout leader, the Sunday school teacher, the room mom when I was in town. And that's where I felt my passion was. So I went to school to be a teacher and haven't looked back since.
And that's very dope because it's crazy. It brings me back to a time where I remember in elementary school a teacher by the name of Miss Brown, and she was that kind of teacher. Like, she was your teacher, but she was also someone you can confide in. And if you didn't have the product, she was like, "It's okay. I'll go buy the product and make sure you have it because I want you to learn and to excel." And I think I took that as something that I've always remembered because this was like a very early teacher for me. So to see other teachers come in and play that role, I think it's great, especially in today's world where we need those kind of role models and figures, especially when a student sees you just as much as they see their parent.
They
basically,
do.
you see them every day for 180 days, I think is what a school year is.
182 in Wayne Township.
Yeah, so 182 days, you're just like a parent to a lot of these kids. Some of the grant writing, you help explain that.
I had an instructional coach at my last school that showed me donorschoose.org, and it's like Christmas all year long, and it's a site for teachers, and they can go into your site and you write grants for things that you need for your classroom. So my kids will say, like a couple years ago, the lady that nominated me, her daughter's class said, "We want to read A Child Called It." And I said, "Well, let me write a grant for that." And so they helped me, and we wrote the grant, and like it got funded right away. And like a week later, we had 30 books of that book in the classroom for the kids to read.
Oh, wow.
So I've done everything from art supplies to bring art into literature. I've done grants we went to Alabama last year on the Civil Rights Trail, and so people to sponsor our kids to go on that. All kinds of books. I probably have over 3,000 to 5,000 books in my classroom, and they're all from grants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So last year I also wrote a grant for the Big Ten Football Championship Educational Initiative to help sponsor our trip to Alabama, and I was one of the 10 teachers chosen for that. So we got to go in the quarterback suite and
sweet.
go out on the field and be announced, and they gave me $5,000 to put towards kids to go on that trip. So I just wrote another one, fingers crossed, because we're going to New York City in May.
Okay.
I'm taking 50 kids to New York City, and that's quite a bit more expensive. So I'm hoping that we get funded again for that.
Now, if people that are watching this interview would love to donate and try to help you get to that cause and get some money to get to New York with these 50 kids, is it a way that they're able to donate?
They can donate. I'll always have grants on donorschoose.org, Margo.Melson.
Okay.
And then they can also send money to Chapel Hill Center. 7th and 8th grade center in Wayne Township too.
Listen, we need to
need
get
your
this
help.
money.
Yes.
We need to get this money for Margo Melson in her class. Like, I haven't met a lot of teachers that want to take kids to New York City. Have you ever been in New York City? Imagine being in New York City with 50 kids.
It's gonna be awesome.
You feel me? So I'm asking you, Naptown, and everybody across the globe who is watching this video, to just donate just a little bit so we can help this, because I think it's very dope to be able to take the kids to Alabama for the Civil Rights Trail, which is historic,
Right.
and a once-in-a-lifetime kind of trip that, the average person will be like, I don't want to go to that. But to make it a learning lesson, and I'm sure you did and probably made them write some things about it, is very great, and that's something that they can tell their kids about 20, 30 years from now,
And it is, my big thing is with what's going on in our country today, shouldn't be happening. And so giving our kids a voice. And when kids are like, well, we don't have a voice, nobody listens to us. I'm like, oh, yes, you do. And so we learn my whole platform in my classroom. I might be an English teacher, but it's all about equal rights, social justice, different religions. We do equal rights, social rights, gay and lesbian rights, everything. And the kids learn to accept everybody. And so we study in 8th grade, we do a lot on women's rights and the Holocaust, but also the civil rights. So when I took the kids there, people always say, why would you travel with kids? Like, that's a lot of work. But when you see those kids' faces with what they have learned they've already learned the material, and then they go there and they're there, it's priceless. Like, there's nothing you can do that can take that away. I would put in 100 more hours to get it to happen. And so this year, we looked at the curriculum, like, what we have our units, but we can teach it how we want.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, we'll do Harlem Renaissance. I do Tupac with his poetry. We're doing 9/11 and how the country has changed since 9/11, and Muslims in America and the discrimination that comes with that. And so just teaching our kids all of these things. And so we're going to the 9/11 museum. We're doing immigration and refugees, and we have a lot of refugees and immigrants at our school, and so they're researching their own history. So we'll go to Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island.
Oh, that's a great
spot. We're going to 9/11 Museum and Memorial, and then we're going to Harlem, and they're learning about the music, the art, the writing, everything. And so we're going to the Jazz Museum, and they're doing a private performance for us. We're going to the Harlem Art Museum, and they're going to be able to make a piece of art. And we'll go to like Langston Hughes Home and all of those great places. So we're going to a Broadway show. We're going to see Wicked on Broadway. Yeah.
And you didn't realize you wanted to be a teacher until 35.
I know. I kind of missed my calling for a while.
I would have loved to have you as my teacher. Oh, my stars.
But I think the reason why I do the things is because I am older and I have other life experiences. I used to work in IndyCar. I was a national sales car manager, or national, not sale car manager, but a national sales manager. And so I have those life experiences that I can bring into my classroom that come out to the kids.
And that's dope. And the kids, I know they love it, because I appreciate hearing about it, and it just has me over here like, wow, like I want to go hang out with these kids. Like, they're really learning.
It is. And a lot of times, most lessons, they don't even realize they're getting a lesson.
And that's what's dope. When you are having fun learning something and you don't realize you're learning, because that shows how much you're into it and how much you appreciate it, you know. We just want to say thank you for everything you do and that you're doing, and hopefully we can help you get some of this money up to get these kids in New York, because I think this is going to be a great opportunity for them.
It is.
To learn a lot, like just from Harlem to the museums. I've been to the 9/11 spot before and after. I've been to a lot of the places you said you want to take them, and I know they're going to enjoy it, because I enjoyed it as an adult. So I know they're really, 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 really going to love it. So I think it's dope, and I appreciate you for coming in and telling everyone your story. And shout out to the person who nominated you.
I shout out to Jamie Johnson.
Hey, Jamie.
And her beautiful daughters that I've had in school. And I also want to give a shout out to Miss Melson's Tiger students at Chapel Hill. Woo!
Let's go Tigers! No, I appreciate you coming through, Miss Melson. I definitely do. And good luck on raising that, and hopefully kids enjoy New York City and they don't try to run around like crazy.
And I appreciate you guys and for what you're doing with Marian University to recognize teachers, because there's a lot of great teachers out there that are working really hard for our kids. So.
And we love the teachers, and that's why we're making sure we do this. So definitely appreciate you.
you.
No problem. Once again, this is Who's Hot in the Community, being brought to you by Marian University, the Educators College. All right, your man B Swift checking in with you. You have a good one.